Feel free to take it away, Travis.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here with the Candy crew. And I want to start by saying what incredible leadership that you have with Sarah and Alicia. These two are dynamic lady bosses, and they are two people that you should be very proud to follow in business because they are truly committed and they have your best interest in mind. And I think you guys are just on an incredible team. So whether you're watching this live tonight or watching the replay, be sure to stay close to these two. I always say you want to stay as close to the fire as possible, right? I call it the campfire effect. You know, when it's cold outside, what do? We move closer to the fire. We don't move further away from the fire. And in network marketing, the same thing. We want to get as close to the fire as possible. So, you know, you want to be plugged into their calls. You want to be plugged into, you know, their trainings that they're doing on a weekly basis. I know that they're talking about doing some accountability calls that they're launching. And I think that you guys want to be part of that, especially in the beginning stages. When you launch a business, it's so important. It's so critical just to stay plugged in to the team, to the community. Because in the beginning, you're going to go through a lot of different emotions. You're going to go through fear. You're going to go through doubt. You're going to go through uncertainty. You're going to go through, you know, this is working. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. And oh my gosh, you know, this is not working. And this was a terrible choice, right? You're going to go through all these emotions. And it's during those times that you really need the support of like-minded individuals that share the same goals and dreams and wishes as you do. Because when you're having a bad day, you want to rely on the collective of the community. And so you guys are very fortunate to be a part of a great community of just some incredible leadership. I want to talk to you guys tonight about vision, or what I call vitamin V. We're going to inject some vitamin V into the group tonight because vision is so important in our business. If you're unable to articulate your vision, and when I say that, what I mean by that is where you're going and, you know, what's going to happen when you get there, you're going to have a hard time getting people to come on board your business. A lot of times everybody they want to try and sell facts about their products. They want to sell facts about, you know, the company. They want to sell facts about the compensation plan. I will tell you that Summer and I, we've sponsored over 1,000 people in our career, maybe closer to about 1,200 in our 16 years. So we've been in this business a long time, but what I will tell you is the single number one attributing factor that has allowed us to be able to recruit that many people into our business is the ability to be able to articulate a big vision. So first of all, I want to ask you a question. What's your vision? You asked yourself that question lately. If you haven't yet, then I hope that today I can give you some inspiration to start asking yourself that question. And if you have asked it, then keep asking, right? And keep asking that question and keep stretching your vision. You want that vision to be, you should be continually working on expanding that vision. When I first came into network marketing, my belief system was pretty small. It was, to me, to get to $1,000 a month was probably where my vision was. And I didn't even think about it. It was like pie in the sky numbers. You know, I heard occasionally people were making ridiculous amounts of money, but my belief system wasn't there yet, right? And I always say you don't get what you want or get what you want, you get what you believe. And so for me, I had to work on that vision. So what is vision? It's a picture of where you would like to find yourself and or a group that follows you. So sometimes your vision's not just for you, it's for the collective of the community, right? It's for the collective of the people that are involved in your business. It's really a look into the future. And it has to do with your deepest desires and what connects you to that desire. Everyone has a vision of where they want to be, but for some, it might not be as clear, it might not be as compelling. And I want you guys to just think about this for a moment. I want you to imagine that you're driving down the coast of a highway and the sun is shining, your favorite music is blaring on the radio. What music are you listening to? Sarah, what do you got on the radio? I want to know. Like you're driving down the coast. What's on the radio?
Fleetwood Mac.
All right, so Fleetwood Mac is blaring. You can see the road ahead of you. Life's good, right? Life's good when you can see where you're going. But then along the way, You round this corner and you hit this dense patch of fog. You slow down, you turn down the music, and what do? Because you can't focus and concentrate with music on, right? Nobody can do that. So you got to turn the music down right away. So you turn the music down and you get these white knuckles wondering whether you can even stay on the road. And then you round another corner and the sun's shining again and the clouds, they've parted and you can see the road before you. See, vision is a lot like that. Vision's a lot like that because it cuts through the clouds, it cuts through the fog, it cuts through the fog, and it cuts through the clarity. If I had to give it a definition, I would say that vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. Isn't that what we do? Right? I mean, if you think about it, we are dreamers. We're dealers in hope. It's what we are. And we have to be able to see forward into the future. And then we have to work our way backwards from that. And not everybody can do that. And I will tell you, the people that have the most success in network marketing, they had the ability to be able to see into the future. And if you want to live your dreams, you have to have a powerful and a clear vision, right? I mean, forget about for a moment talking about it and articulating it. You have to have one, right? You can't, if you don't have one, it's gonna be hard to talk about it. So you gotta have a powerful and a clear vision. Why? Because the reality is that your desire will always meet conflict. That's why. Without a clear vision, your desire will always meet conflict. And unfortunately in network marketing, when people meet conflict, they don't make it. They don't make it through the fog. So a challenge that stops or slows you down from reaching your goals, right? And a clear vision can help you get past those challenges. And when we do this, some powerful things are going to help you, are going to happen to you and to your story. So let's talk a little bit about why having a clear and precise vision is really so important. So first of all, without a clear and precise vision of exactly what it is that you want, you're never going to reach it, right? You're never going to reach it. You're never going to have it. I'm going to share a story with you. So 2001, Summer and I moved into our first home. And, it's a home that we really wanted, that we were excited about. We were doing well in business at that time, and we were, early married, had some young kids, and we would go for walks every night. And we would go for these walks and we would dream build. I think it's important that you imagine where you're going to end up and what do you want and have a very clear picture of it. And so we would go on these walks. And there was this particular neighborhood and we call it Circle G out here in Arizona. Circle G at the time was like this designer custom home builder. All the homes were, beautiful. And there was one Circle G development in the overall subdivision that we lived in. And it was behind these gates. And they were red gates. And we would go and we would sneak into the gates at night when we'd go for a walk. So we would walk in and we'd go for these walks. And I said to Summer one day, I said, I promise you that we will live behind these gates one day. And this is back in 2001, and life happens. And, several years later, we ended up selling our gym business. We moved to Utah, and, life gets crazy. And I end up in this crazy business of network marketing, and that whole afterthought, it's like an afterthought. Well, what's funny is back in around 15, we moved back to Arizona. My mom got sick, wanted to come home, was ready to come home from Utah. And we moved home and we moved into that same neighborhood behind those gates. And network marketing is what made that possible. So I will tell you that when you become very clear on what it is that you want, life has this way of just delivering, right? I don't know if you guys have ever watched The Secret, but it just has this way of delivering. You can call it life, you can call it God, you can call it, whatever you want. But Proverbs says, where there is no vision, people will perish. Where there is no vision, people will perish. Some have used this verse to emphasize the importance of vision in leadership. And without a long-term plan, without a vision, people are doomed to wander aimlessly. And I can't tell you how many people don't have a vision in network marketing. They hope that they have some success. They hope that maybe they'll get lucky or they'll meet the right person, but they've never taken the time to truly articulate or even write out what it is that they're going to accomplish in this business. So my first challenge for you tonight is I'm going to challenge you to write out your vision of where you are going to end up with APL Go. I want to know what APL Go is going to do for you specifically. I want to know what Financial Freedom Day is going to look like for you. I want you to just get as descriptive as possible. And I would love to read it. I'd love to read every single one of yours. I would love for you to send it to me because I would love to know what your vision is. Most people, this is true, most people have no vision. 95% of the population is either dead or broke by the age of 65 years old. Isn't that sad? 95% of the population is either dead or broke by the age of 65. For without a vision, we perish. Only 5% of the population are doing well or extremely well financially at the age of 65 years old. So why do I share that with you? What's the difference between the two groups? The 95% group shrinks their dreams to fit their income. Only 5% of the population finds they find ways to expand or increase their income to make their dreams become a reality. That's crazy, right? Those numbers are crazy. 95% of the group shrinks their dreams to fit their income. And only 5% of the population finds ways to expand or increase their income to make their dreams a reality. 95% of the people do not know what they want, and they complain about what they have. You can decide today to design your life. Every single one of you guys can decide right now to design your life. Don't live your life by default anymore. So what's your vision? What do you guys want to do? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to end up? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to make a large annual income? How much do you want to earn? By what date? If you knew that you couldn't fail, what would you want to do with your life? And I want you to write it down, and I want you to be specific, because nothing is dynamic until it becomes specific. Start dreaming again. Start using the law of vision again. When we were kids, we were dreamers, right? We were all dreamers. I had this weird dream for a while. I'll admit this to you guys. Nobody knows this, but I'm going to tell you. It's our little secret. I wanted to be a beer truck driver when I was a little kid. I don't know why. I did. You know why? I think it was because Smokey and the Bandit. I was really a big Smokey and the Bandit fan. And you had Burt Reynolds that rode around in that little Trans Am. And then you had his buddy. I can't forget his name. We should watch some of those old.
Bandit?
The Bandit. Was it the Bandit? And he had the big truck. And so I associated I'd drive down the road and I'd be like, Mommy, we drive by like a beer, like, Anheuser-Busch truck. And I'd be like, Mommy, I want to be a beer truck driver when I grow up one day. It took a while for her to get that out of my head, but what are you going to do?
So, your dream didn't come true.
I didn't become a beer truck driver. So start dreaming again and using the law of vision. And I want you to don't allow your income or your checking account to dictate how big your dream should be. That's what I mean by shrinking our dreams, right? It's too many of us have settled for maxed out credit cards and broken dreams, and we think it's the norm. It's true. It's true. So do not allow small-minded or negative people around you to decide your vision for you. Now, why am I talking all about this? Because, Alicia and I were chatting the other day, and Sarah and Alicia said, Travis, I want you to talk about you do a good job of articulating your vision when you're talking to people. Well, it starts in here with you, right? It starts with your vision. You have to be able to portray that vision and share that vision with others. I want to challenge you guys to think bigger, faster. That's the biggest thing that I'm grateful for about this industry. Summer just walked in and said, quantum leap, baby, quantum leap. That's her favorite thing. She says it to me. Come on, tell him. Come on, you got to come in here now, the picture there. You can't just, it's like some voice out from nowhere. You got to come in and.
That's my favorite thing to say to Travis when I feel like he is thinking small or even if you're just feeling like, shoot, are my dreams too big? Am I really going to be able to do what I think I wanted to do? I don't know if you ever have days like that, but I think that sometimes you have these really great days and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Okay, this is my goal. And you write the goals down. You write your little map of how you're going to get there. And then you have that day that comes and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like business is slow. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this isn't going to happen as quick as I wanted, or maybe, you know, that's a little bit too lofty of a goal. No, it's not. I think that that's what you have to do, is you have to have that quantum leap. Love that. And that's my code word, Travis. I'll just come in.
That
and
I'm
be like,
thinking too small.
quantum leap, baby. Come on. You're only limited by your mind, right? It's just your mind, your emotions. You're letting your emotions get to your head, and you can't do that. And as long as you recognize it, and you recognize that it's okay, you're just having a bad day, but just because you're having a bad day, and that's totally normal, to have those emotions and feel that way. We've all been there, but don't let that affect your mind. Don't let that affect like how your mind thinks of yourself. You know, remember, I just think we have to always remember that we were born for greatness. Every single one of us was born for greatness, and we're only limited by our own mind and our own thoughts. And so I just love to say quantum leap. For me, that's what that means. All of those things combined. It's like, don't let your emotions get to your head and start changing what your mind knows about you. Don't let your, and changing what your spirit knows about you. You know, you were born for greatness, every single one of you, and you have a great story to tell. And it's going to be completely different than mine, and completely different than Kevin or Sarah or Travis. Even Travis's and mine are slightly different, even though we went through the same events together. We are different people, so it affected us differently, right? So I just feel like, you know, you have great stories, every single one, and it's going to look different than anybody else's, and it's okay. It doesn't have to look the same. It's still going to be great. Sorry, he spilled some water, so I was on my way to go clean it up, and now he's wondering where I'm
So
at.
quantum leap, she says, quantum leap, baby.
leap,
That's what she
baby.
yells at me when I'm thinking too small. And we all do it from times. I will tell you that we all have our own insecurities and our own doubts, and we get into this, I don't know, funk, or we get into our own head is what I do. And you just start to question yourself and question everything. And sometimes you think, oh, you know, well, everybody has a bad day. I've had bad months before. So trust me, we all get into it, and it's okay. And that's when Summer goes, she'll come up to me and she'll just put her hands on my head and be like, honey, quantum leap. You're thinking too small. Think much bigger, faster. So I'm going to challenge you guys to think bigger, faster, because if you have no vision, the law of vision can't work for you. Having a vision, any vision, is better than having no vision at all. Even if your vision is purely monetarily at first, it still qualifies as a vision. Vision does reach beyond material dreams, though. It's also about your life's path. The first step is to get alone. It's to search your heart. It's to write down the things that you've held inside for a really, really long time, but didn't really consider because you didn't think that they would work out for you anyways. Remember that your desire reveals your destiny. So write down your true desire, and I want you to be specific, and I want you to let it be your vision. You know, talking about quantum leap. So think about quantum physics for a second, right? First of all, quantum physics is the study of how the very small world, it's of the very small world, once we cannot see with our eyes, operates, right? So what we can't see with our eyes operates. And since we live in these two worlds, one that we can see and one that we cannot, it's important for us to know what these two worlds offer us. And if you want to get it, if you're like a science person, and this is kind of interesting to me. So scientifically, we know that even though we cannot see any connection, both of these worlds are totally interconnected at every single level. So physics helps us understand how to navigate the known physical world, and quantum physics helps us to understand the very intelligent non-physical world in which everything is connected to everything else, and from which all known physical things are manifested. So what we've discovered is this new realm of research that tells us now that whatever we focus on and whatever we emotionalize often is what we will attract and actually see in the quantum field of all possibilities, or better yet, even probabilities. So as weird as it may sound, it's now been proven without a shadow of a doubt that what this means is that the more clearly focused that we are on exactly what we want, the easier and faster that we'll manifest everything that we need to make it a physical reality. I know I'm sounding like science geek a little bit, but I wanted to kind of bring that into the equation a little bit. So all material things move from the non-physical to the physical reality. So our vision and our goals, they're paramount in the process of achievement. Our vision and focus acts like a magnet that attracts and connects the pieces together. And not just the pieces, the people. The people, if you're not attracting people, I'm going to tell you right now, your vibration is off. Your vibration is off. And it comes back to what we're talking about tonight. It has to do with your vision. Somehow or another, you've gotten kind of cloudy on your vision, and you've got to go revisit that again. And you've got to get yourself back into the right vibration. Another thing to keep in mind is that the universe operates by natural laws, exact precision. It operates in perfect order. So our vision then must also, it has to be precise. It has to be exact in our mind in order for whatever we need to attract for our APL Go business. It has to be exact, because when we focus our brain on what we want, we actually increase the amplitude of the vibration and cause that attraction factor to really take shape. So think about this, just like a magnifying glass can focus the sun's rays and create a fire, right? When I was a kid, I should admit this, I'd go out and I'd burn ants. Did you guys ever do that with magnifying glass? I still probably would do it if I had one, but anyways, so it's the same concept, right? Magnifying glass can focus the sun's rays and create a fire. So focusing our vision and our goals keeps you in the right vibration and the right attraction field. Guys, this is so critical. Like, this is deep stuff, but I'm telling you that if you're struggling right now with attracting people, it's coming down to this. This is what it comes down to, is that vibration. When we choose a vision or a goal that's bigger than our current reality, we are in essence creating a gap or a vacuum between what we want and where we currently are. So we know from natural law that nature fills a void or a gap in the fastest and the most efficient way possible, right? You go fill up a sink, a little hole in there. Is it going to find, well, water going to find that hole real quick? You bet it is. So now let's talk a little bit about the brain and the heart, because they are part of the equation too. So the latest research proves that when we're fully engaged and emotionalized in our clear vision, we emit a frequency. This is totally proven. We emit a frequency from our brain and from our heart that penetrates and permeates all space and time and brings everything that's in resonance with the image that we're holding in our brain and in our hearts. Isn't that crazy? So the frequency that we emit is our personal radio station that sends out a signal. And we send ours out based on our dominating thoughts at a conscious and a subconscious level. Like, this stuff is so cool to me. Like, when you really, like, when preparing for this today, I got to tell you guys, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to be doing more of this. And like, it's so good. Like, I learn just as much sometimes when I'm preparing. I was really excited to do this training tonight for you guys, because when I prepared for it today, I was just like, oh, I love this stuff. So imagine the way an apple seed attracts the nutrients it needs from the soil to grow its roots, right? And then once it sprouts above the ground, what happens? The sun adds its magic and food through photosynthesis, right? Then lo and behold, the seed becomes what? An apple tree. So you too will attract exactly what you need to realize your dreams when you really start to believe and feel your vision becoming a reality. It's that clear, it's that consistent vibration of your vision that brings everything that you need. You provide the seed, the universe provides the resources, but it all starts with you. So you got to make your new vision inside your brain more real than the results in your outside world. Think about that. That's really important. Then and only then will the universe begin to present its riches to you in the most convenient and efficient ways possible. Because your clear vision is your seed, right? Your clear vision is your seed, and you choose it wisely, you choose it precisely, and riches beyond your imagination in every area of your life will be yours. They will be yours. So our attitudes and our beliefs create this magnet to attract events, people, circumstances, and opportunities to live out those attitudes and those beliefs. And one of the most powerful tools for utilizing, these things is a vision board, right? You guys have all done vision boarding before. create a vision boards more than merely cutting out magazine pictures and gluing them onto a board, hoping to attract your desires. It's a tool for accessing the law of attraction and turning your greatest dreams into a reality. Summer and I, in 2000 and I don't know, 9-ish, 10, we sat, it was 2010, I think, we sat down on New Year's Day. Our children were young, and we sat around the table, and on a New Year's Day activity, we were going to do vision boarding together. So we had all these magazines out, and we went around and we started with Chandler, and I said, hey, what do you want to manifest into this year? And he wanted to go, well, he started it off. He said, I want to go to Disneyland. And we had never taken the kids to Disneyland at this time. I think he was maybe, I don't know, 9 or 10. And so he had never been to Disneyland. And then we went around to the girls. And so they all collectively said, we want to go to Disneyland. So they all cut out these different pictures, Belle, Cinderella, blah, 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 put them on the board. Came to Summer. And Summer's like, well, I want to build my own house. We built a house before, but she wanted to build a custom house that she designed from the designs all the way through to being done, that she was the one that picked the colors, she built this whole house. And so then we said, okay, well, what kind of house? And she's like, well, at the time, Tuscan themed homes were really, really popular. And so we wanted a Tuscan themed house, and we wanted to have a really, really beautiful turret on the front of it, and a courtyard in the middle of the house, and beautiful, 3-story windows that would go up, and just, so we kind of put all these pictures up that represented that. And I will tell you guys that at that point in time, I couldn't even pay my electric bill. So the idea of being able to go and do that was kind of a stretch. Now, I love boating. I share something, a passion and a love with the same place that the Iameos love, which is Lake Powell. And I wanted to own a houseboat, be one of the owners of a houseboat in Lake Powell. And so I cut out pictures of houseboats and put it on there. And I put a ski boat too and put it on there. And that was that. So I had an office downstairs, and it hung on my wall for a period of time. And so years later, we're unpacking in this garage, and I'm unpacking things, and I come across this dream board that's folded up, and I open it up. And I kid you guys not, I literally start weeping in my garage, absolutely bawling, because I was standing in the home that had a beautiful turret on the outside with a courtyard in the middle, beautiful, 3-story windows that overlooked a golf course. Summer designed it from scratch. She imported tile from Mexico that had little chicken feet on it because she thought it was cool. We built our whole home that we wanted. Out in my driveway was a 23-foot LSV wake setter, and I had just signed the papers to be 1/8 owner in a houseboat houseboat in Lake Powell. That was 3 years later. 3 years later. I think it might have even been 2 years. So how do you go from not being able to pay your electric bill to doing that? It's getting really, really clear on your vision. And then once you get clear on it, then it's easy to talk about. Alicia, listen, I've just gotten involved in this opportunity, and let me tell you, not only am I excited, but let me tell you what's going to happen. Let me tell you what's going to happen for the people that choose to lock arms with me right now. Because you see, Matt and I have always wanted to be able to travel the world. Matt and I have always wanted to be able to go out and buy a home on the West Coast and be able to go from the East Coast to the West Coast. We've always wanted, and you know what? We found an opportunity that's going to allow that to make that happen. And we've never been more excited in our life. And you know what? It may be a good fit for you, and it may not, but the last thing we wanted is for you to come back 6 months from now and say, why didn't you tell me about this, when we're now buying that second home? So would you be open to taking a closer look? Do you think that if they called you and said that, are you going to go, nah, not interested in taking a look? Of course you're going to want to know what it is that's going to allow them to be able to have a home on the East Coast and the West Coast and do whatever it is that they want. Of course, it's articulating that vision. When I launched my team at APL Go, Sarah will tell you, Alicia will tell you, I mean, my whole thing is, look, I'm launching. This is going to be the biggest thing that I've ever done before. The people that choose to lock arms with me right now are going to win big. And it's not going to be easy, but you know what? 2 years from now, we're going to win at a level that you've never experienced before. And you have a chance to be a part of it right now. Say yes, say no. Tell me that's because I got to go, because I got 10 more people to go. Right? It's posture, it's confidence. So, building a dream board can really, really be effective. And, I think that the last thing that you have to kind of bring into the picture to make sure that your vision is a reality is the consistency part of it, right? It's no secret that consistency is important, but when you're attempting to learn a new skill or create a new habit, which we have to do in this business, right? Consistency is the key. We're wired for repetition, and every time that we repeat an action, we become stronger with that action. And by creating a vision board and placing it in a spot that you see every day, you create that opportunity for consistent visualization to train your mind and your body and spirit to manifest those desires that you want. So that wonderful thing about that dream board for us was that, you know what, it required time and energy for the initial creation, but after that, the consistency and the visualization happens every single day. So the last thing that I would share with you guys tonight is just giving focused vision meaning. What's your vision able to accomplish? You know, it can transform your life if you let it. It takes real courage to pursue your passions. Settling for the status quo is always going to be the safer and the easier route, right? Because there's fewer unknowns. But when we talk about living aligned with your purpose, what we're really talking about is giving focused vision meaning. So when you're true to your strengths, when you're true to your skills and your aspirations, you're focused on where you want to go and you begin to pursue these meaningful goals to get there. And you're on your way to self-actualization and nothing can get in your way. That's the vibration that you need to get to make your vision a reality. Leaders focus on what they control, what they have and what they want, right? Once you learn to focus on vision, you stop being a manager and you become a creator once again. Do you hear that? Once you learn to focus on vision, you stop being a manager and you become a creator again. So you got to focus on your vision. Deciding to focus on your vision means determining the way that you want to live your life. How do you want your life to go? Because to create a life where you're thriving, not just surviving, you've got to focus on creating a compelling future. Pick anything, I don't care what it is, a goal, a dream, a desire that you want so much that you're going to find yourself compelled to make it happen. Don't be modest or shy about what you do with your life. I want you guys to dream big, quantum leap, right? What legacy do you want to leave behind to your children? What would you have to accomplish in order to look back at your life and say, I have zero regrets? Because if you think about it, you've actually already done this before. Whether or not you've been keeping track of it along the way or not, there are things that you've wanted and have forgotten for yourself. You're responsible for everything that you have in your life today. That means that you're also responsible for everything that you'll have in your life going forward. And if you want to thrive, you've got to develop this focused vision, meaning that you focus on outcomes that you can control, because the difference that you can make, it's the difference for what you can make and what you're grateful for. So you got to work out what you want to accomplish in your life and the legacy that you'd like to leave. Maybe that's starting your own business and, you know, leaving your family financially independent. Maybe that's traveling to every country in the world. Maybe it's looking after all the hungry people in a particular city. There's no vision that's too large. So you have to set achievable goals, because nothing happens overnight, especially in this business, including your vision. And all good things in life take time and effort. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not going to happen overnight here at APL Go. And there are going to be challenges. You will be challenged. You will have doubts, seeds of doubts that are not coming from above. I promise you that. Whenever you are on the right path, the adversary wants to take you out. I believe that wholeheartedly. He wants to take you out. And you got to accept that you're not going to change the world in a day. You're starting with yourself and you're changing yourself, and that has a ripple effect that will ultimately change the world. So when you focus on vision, the key is setting achievable, intelligent goals for yourself. Each small milestone is one step closer to your vision and the life that you want to live. And you have to break your vision into these smaller portions. And if you want to help, I don't care, put food on, families on tables or whatever it is, your early goals might involve donating to charities that feed the hungry. Then you become involved in charities by helping them distribute the food or whatever it is. And then from there, you can build out the goals until the ladder up to where you want to be. So as you do this, you keep your eye on the prize and you focus on the vision and what you want, not on any of the setbacks that you may encounter. And that's one of the biggest mistakes that we make is we take our eye off of our vision and we start focusing on the setbacks. And when we do that and we take our eye off of the prize, the setbacks become so big in front of us that you can't even see the vision anymore. And we've all done it. We've all done that before. You've got to manage your state, because when you focus on vision, many elements in your life are going to fall into place on their own. Things that used to be massive stressors will be minor in comparison. You understand that you aren't just encountering one blow after another. No matter what happens, you're still working towards your vision. And once you remember that life is a work in progress, and that changes and minor problems do not need to derail you, you'll experience true breakthroughs. And you got to get to that place where those minor challenges, they don't derail you. Because the truth is, our life is really the only thing in the world that we can control. So you have to focus on your vision and let the stress fall away, because your life is absolutely waiting for each one of you. Your vision is waiting for each and every one of you guys. So I think I'm going to stop there tonight. I would encourage you guys, I want you to decide what happiness means for you. I want you to make it the bottom line of every decision that you make. I want you to write down the experiences that you want to enjoy in life. Write them down. And I want you to commit to making them a reality. I want you to understand what it takes to build wealth and financial independence. And I want you guys to set goals accordingly. I want you to commit to creating extraordinary relationships that enhance your life. And I want you to make a plan to develop those skills that you need to go pro in this business, in this industry. So that is all I've got for you guys tonight. And I would love to open it up for conversation.
I think that we all needed to hear that. I think that there's so much going on in the world right now, so many distractions. I mean, seriously, nothing good comes easy. I think that when you're onto the right track, like you said, the adversary, they're going to throw curveballs at you. They're going to put speed bumps and holes, and they're going to try to push you down. And sometimes when you get past those easy hurdles, the bigger hurdles are going to come in your way. And it's really easy to kind of submit to those issues and kind of be like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Or, you know, even like I'll have my off days and I'll reach out to Alicia or I'll reach out to Travis and I'm like, hey guys, like I really need a think tank. I really need to kind of be reminded of those simple things that I already know. I just need to hear them again. And it's okay to need that reassurance sometimes, but the most important thing to remember is that you do not fail at anything until you quit. So I don't know if anybody else wanted to add to that, but like, thank you. I think we all needed that so badly, and it just great advice, Travis. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Travis. That was awesome. I think you're fired up enough to take it to the whole team, right? The whole big team needs to hear this.
Maybe you guys, if you guys recorded it, maybe you'll throw it up into the team page or something. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. I'll add too that, you know, Travis is talking about sharing your vision with other people. Like, I think that's good content for Facebook posts too. You know, sharing where you're going to go with this and sharing those small achievable goals that you're reaching along the way. It's people want to see that you're taking action and you're actually able to accomplish those things by taking action.
I agree. I love it. And I love hearing your stories, Travis, about how you and Summer used to walk around, because Kevin and I used to do that. Like before we bought our house, we used to go to like these big neighborhoods near us with all the beautiful big homes. And we'd be like, oh, we like that. And the home that we're going to buy is going to have that. And it's going to be this and that. And, you know, our first network marketing endeavor, it allowed us to buy the home of our dreams. So we thought, but now our dreams are bigger, and APL Go is going to allow us to achieve those bigger goals. One of the best things that I think that you asked us in the beginning of us looking at this opportunity, Travis, was, I don't remember the way you worded it. It's like, can you achieve your dreams? What was it? Do you remember what you said to us? It was something about like, can you achieve your dreams with your current situation? You said it so well.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Go. I would love to say
No, I just asked you a question. I just said, listen, you know, it really comes down to this. Do you see yourself achieving your goals and dreams in the current circumstances that you are in right now, in the current path that you are on right now, those dreams that you have for yourself? Do you see yourself accomplishing those goals and dreams on the current path that you're on right now? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. And it allowed me to see that I wasn't going to be able to achieve those goals, at least not anytime soon. And what we have here, you guys, with APL Go, especially with the timing that we are in as early stages as we are right now, I mean, look at how much we've blown up. Look how big it's becoming. Everybody wants to know what this healthy candy is. Everybody wants to know what we're doing. And we're being consistent. We're showing up every week for our overviews. We're showing up for the trainings. Some weeks are easier than others. Some weeks are harder than others. But you guys, I know that next year in November 2021, I will be on stage holding that $1 million a month check. It is something that I envision. It is something I have envisioned from day one. I had a dream of, what's the song? Candy Girl. The, what's the song, Alicia? I can't think of the name of the song. I need to go take a BRN, but you know, of like 3, 2, 1, go. And then this light goes across stage. And I just pictured Summer, Travis, Alicia, Matt, Kevin, and I walking onto stage. And there was a bunch of other people. But the fact that we were able to picture this was what made me so excited and had my guns out, and I was ready to run from day one. I mean, the fact that we're experiencing the testimonies that we are, and if you guys aren't experiencing a personal testimony, like about the physical aspect of things, all you have to do is go in the Go Life and read the testimonies. They are blowing my mind. Every single day, I have an influx of testimonies coming in to me from everybody in our downline. I mean, Travis called me the other day and I'm like, hey, before we get to business, I need you to hear this. And it's just so exciting to hear how this is changing people's lives, not only on a physical health aspect, but as a financial aspect. We don't have to suffer and be stressed out about our financials. We really don't. And people really need to get out of this mindset that the only way to survive is that 9 to 5. And some of the things you said tonight, Travis, were so on point. Like I've seen so many people have to alter their dreams and minimize their dreams to fit what they're already making and their income. And it's sad. Why do you have to dilute yourself and dilute your dreams and your goals and your hopes and the things that you want to leave for your family just because your 9 to 5 doesn't allow you to do that? Why do you have to stop doing the things that you want to do just because your job tells you you can't make that much money? Reality check. We don't have to think inside the box anymore, really, you guys. Like there is if 2020 has taught us anything, it's to get loud about having freedom financially and in every aspect of our life. So I'm going to shut up because I can just go and go.
Amen. Thank you guys for having me. It's been a pleasure to be here tonight. If you guys want to upload the video, we can probably put it into the training library and in the group. But just want you guys to know, I could not be more excited about this week. I don't know if you guys have seen by chance behind the scenes. If you don't follow Sergi on Instagram, you should, and start watching his story of this event that's coming up. If you're not registered for the event, I encourage you to do so. There's going to be some amazing announcements this week. It's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of fun. So definitely plug into APL Go Planet, and looking forward to a great week ahead. So look forward to reading your vision.